Hi there, it's Jen with Stamp Silly, and today I'm back to show you a really quick and easy card that doesn't take any time at all to make. And you'll notice we've got some pattern paper in the background and also with the leaves, and then I did some heat embossing, and I did a little bit of color on color. So here I used rose red cardstock for my flower, and I used Melon Mambo just to give it a two-toned look. I didn't want it all one color, so I really like how that turned out. So let me show you how easy this card is to create. First, I'm going to start off with a base card of Island Indigo, and I will bring in some pattern paper from Tea Time, and I deliberately made sure I had some of this blue writing so that it matches my card base. And I'm going to take, and it's retired, but I really like it, I'm going to take a tea stain little ink spot and go around the edges and distress this a little bit just to give it some additional color. We want it to look a little bit worn, and you'll notice that sometimes I put my hand behind the pattern paper and I'll press into where my finger is, and that gives a couple of dark spots throughout the paper. Just makes it a little bit more authentic looking maybe. So we have that, and I'm going to adhere that with, of course, my favorite mono multi-liquid glue. You know why I like this so much? The other day I tried to use one of the tape runners to adhere my large piece of paper down, and I stuck it down too quick, and boom, it was down, and I didn't have any wiggle room. And I'm a little bit picky, so I like to be able to wiggle it around and get it just in the right spot so that it's straight and everything. Okay, so I have that down, and I've already die cut a piece of pool party paper, and I used the large scallop edgelit die, and I'm going to use some Island Indigo ink and a happy birthday greeting from Bring on the Cake. I'm going to ink that up real well, and I actually like to test my stamp and make sure that I have it straight. So I'm going to stamp this on here like so. Great. And that just gets adhered down to my card. So again, it's a Tombow. Oops. You'll notice I didn't glue down, I didn't put any glue on the scallop portion, and that's because when I'm done I can lift those up a little bit and give them some dimension. Okay, there we go, I have that glued down. Now we're going to create the flower. So I'm going to use a piece of rose red ink, rose red cardstock, and I'm going to ink my flower stamp from Mixed Bunch using a Versamark ink pad. And I will stamp that like so. Get it really, really good and inky. And I'm just going to use a paper plate and sprinkle on my embossing powder. Like this. And thump it off on the back side. And then I'm going to heat that up for you. Okay, so once I have that heated up, we can see that it's nice and shiny, and like I said before, that Melon Mambo embossing powder gives it a nice two-tone look there. So now I just need to punch this out with our flower punch. line that up just right and off on the one side here. There we go. Give it a good punch. And we'll bring the card back in. So I'm going to set this here so I can see where I want to line up my stems or my leaves. I went ahead and die cut some leaves ahead of time using the Secret Garden dies. So I know I want that about there. And again, I'm going to just pull this back so that my leaves stay in the spot where I want them. And I don't even need to glue, I don't need to put any of that liquid glue on all of the leaves. I'm just going to put it on a couple. Because once I put the flower on top, it's going to all get anchored in. And here I'm going to use the opposite side of that designer paper, like so. And that I think looks pretty good. So again, I just hold it down so that it stays in the same spot. And we'll do a little glue there, and I just tap it down so that that glue doesn't spread too far. Oopsie. Okay, so we have that, and I also took a piece of ribbon from the Artisan Embellishments in the spring catalog. So in the Artisan Embellishments you get these 3 ribbons, and I'm going to, oops, they're all taped together there. So I'm just going to take a little snippet. I'm going to snip this at an angle. Oops. So I don't need a whole lot, so I'm going to just do like so. And I'm going to put that about right there with some glue dots. I'm actually using a glue dot in the middle to hold it shut like that, and then I'll use a glue dot, oof, that one was sticky, on the back of it, and I'll just stick that right like that. And you can see it's wanting to flip up, but you know what, once I put my flower on, it will be just fine. And I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of my flower. I'm not shy with my dimensionals, can you tell? I'm actually going to grab one more, whoopsie, one more right there. I'll put, we'll leave it, it's not going to show. Stuff like that happens once in a while, right? Oopsie. Woo! These pop dots are getting crazy on me. Okay. So I'll put that flower on like so. Oh, you know what? I am going to need another dot there just to hold that flower petal down. There, like so. So once you have your flower adhered to your card, you want to create a flower center. And for that, I am just taking a button. I'm doing it as I speak here. I'm taking a button from the Subtles Buttons collection, and I've threaded some Pool Party Baker's twine through it and creating a bow. My fingers are not cooperating. There we go. And so I've created a bow with the baker's twine. I pull that nice and tight, and then all I need to do is adhere that to the flower with either a glue dot or Tombow. Tombow works good. You know it's my favorite glue. So I'll do like that and let it set up to dry, and we have got a completed card. I hope you guys have enjoyed this card and quick and easy card. So be sure to check back with me next week for another video. Thanks.